Hi, my name is Kathy Seal, and I own the Quilt Patch in Tecumseh, Michigan. And this is Terry, the computer gal at the store.
Hi.
And she is at the beginning of her quilt career, and so she's interested in learning all kinds of new techniques and things that I've been doing forever. So she's going to be in the video today to try and slow me down in case I go too fast, working through how to make yo-yos. That's what we're going to cover today. Now, this project right here, I started about 1 million years ago when I was a teenager.
You're just rounding, right? Just like about 1 million.
About 1 million years ago. And I made it the old-fashioned way, taking a cardboard template, drawing with a pencil around the outside, cutting with scissors, then making a little running stitch and pulling it up.
That sounds like a nightmare.
It was much more work than what we have today, because today we have Clover YoYo makers to do it, and it makes the whole process a lot more portable and a lot quicker. This is the old-fashioned sort of way of setting it. Doily-like in a grandmother's flower garden setting. You can make them very contemporary looking by putting them on the outside of a pillow. This is from a book from Kimberbell, and we put the jingle bells on the outside of it. She had all kinds of fun ribbons on hers. So
it's ripe for bedazzling then, you would say.
It is ripe for bedazzling, yes. So it can be very contemporary, and it can also be very country looking. I went and worked on making these. I just love making yo-yos. And these are the little yo-yos around a big one, and then they're tacked onto a background square. And it came out of Kim Deal's Simple Graces book, and I was not done when I made all these, so I had to add one on each one of these because I had more yo-yos in me.
So they're so easy that you actually made extra.
Yes. Yeah, I had a box that had the fabric, the yo-yo makers, my scissors, a needle, and I would tote it wherever I went, and I would make up these yo-yos, and that's how quick and easy it goes. So Clover has 4 different sizes of the yo-yo maker. And this one's in the package, and it shows the actual size of the yo-yo.
So is that about half size?
It probably is, but on the outside of each one of these, you can see the actual size of the yo-yo. So this is the biggest one, and then they stair-step down just like this. This small one I haven't worked with a whole bunch. I mostly use these two. This was for the one, the Kim Deal project, and also the pillow were both made out of this size. This tool comes apart just like this. It has these registration marks that are right here, these straight lines, and they match up with these nubs that are all the way around the outside of the bottom unit. So what we're going to do is we're going to get fabric here in just a second, we're going to be taking and matching the nub up with this line with fabric in between.
And they're all equal, right? So each nub doesn't have a specific line, it's just throw it in there.
They match up to whatever.
Okay.
So you're going to take a chunk of fabric.
Does that need to be ironed, or is it good?
No, if it has a little bit of a crease here, but we're going to be pulling everything up, and it kind of ruffles anyway. So I'm not really, I was not big about making sure that every piece was ironed because it just didn't matter. Okay, so we're going to have the fabric pretty side down, and we're going to take this tool, the back part of the tool, and put it right here, just like this. Now I keep my finger on the nub right here because remember, we have to match up these lines with that nub with fabric covering it. So putting your finger on the top of that nub really gives you a leg up on matching that up. I bend this fabric over to double check and make sure that we're in the right spot, and then I click. Listen. Did you hear the click?
Oh, it just snaps right in.
It snaps right in. So now we look like this, and we have the pretty side of the fabric showing through the window on the back side, okay? Now, when I was working, learning to do this, I couldn't figure out where to cut the hem because we have to trim this off, and when I went around like this with my scissors, the hem was too short. But when I came out here and just cut out here, it was too long. So what I figured out was, if you take your scissors and you put it right up, you bump it right against this, the seam allowance is just right.
I knew there was going to be like a Goldilocks reference somewhere. I knew it. It was coming.
It was coming. So all we're going to do is take this all the way around.
Do you need to like trim up if you're off a little bit?
Nope.
Like round every corner?
No, and if you get one of those jiggy scissor things, you know, where you don't line it up just right, you don't have to worry about that because this is just the hem. This is the outside of the hem that's going to be on the inside of the yo-yo, so it doesn't make any difference at all. So this is what we look like now. And now we're going to come in with needle and thread and make sure you put a really good size knot on the end because you're going to be going through all this and then pulling up on it. And if the knot isn't big enough to stand up to the pulling, you're just going to take it all the way out and you have to start over again.
And it would be heartbreaking.
It would be.
It's fast, but it would still be heartbreaking.
So make sure that you put a good knot on the end. Okay, I am a right-handed person. So I'm going to go to the left of this line that matches up with the nub. If you look underneath here, do you see how I have the line right here? And then I have that opening? That's the first hole that a right-handed person's going to go through.
Okay, so right-handed people start on the left, lefties on the right.
Correct.
Righties left, lefties right.
Correct, yes. So now I am going to take this hem over, just like this. I'm going to hold it with my thumb, and I'm going to pop through just like that. Right to the left of that, and I'm going to hold the hem down again, and I'm going to come through just like this.
So what is this other side? It looks sort of like a curve?
The other side is a curve. You're popping out this side. Let me see if I can get through again. You're popping out of this side, and then you're going to come in this side.
Okay.
Now, we've come down this hole. Now we're going to pop up this opening right here, but you have to make sure that you always have the hem there. You know, you don't want to come through without taking both pieces of fabric. So see, I'm popping out on this side, just like this. And then I'm going to take my thumb like this and make sure I have the hem, and I'm going to go down this side. And then all you're going to do is work your way around each one of these little scallops. You're going to pop out on this side, hold the hem down, and actually, on the Kim Deal project that I was working on where I made so many of them, my fingers have memory to this. I can watch a movie and do this, riding in the car, not driving, but riding in the car. I can easily do this because your fingers really do get the hang of this. So now you're going to go all the way around the outside. I'm going to put this one down and I'm going to pick up one that I have gone through. This is the one size bigger, and I've gone all the way around, and now I'm back to where we started. And right there is the knot, and right here is where I popped through for the last stitch. Now, when I was making these in the very beginning, I always had like a goofy beginning end. I could find where I started and ended, and I hated that. So what I started doing was going around and taking one extra stitch. Where I have the knot where I started, I'm going to pop through one more time.
So that completes the circle.
This completes the circle, and now I'm going to complete the circle in one stitch. So we started with the knot, and then I'm taking that one extra stitch right there. Okay?
Okay.
Now we're going to pop this out
Eek.
of that, and all we're going to do is take this plastic form out.
And it's not going to fall apart?
Nope, doesn't fall apart because it has that stitching. And now all I'm going to do is, look, it's magic. You're going to pull it up just like this. And there is your beautiful yo-yo. And you're going to come in and keep pulling it tight. This is the part where the knot, the good strong knot at the end comes in, because you don't want to pull all this through as you're tugging on it. Now you can fuss those centers as much as you want to. I'm not a super fussy person, so I pull them up tight. I do a little bit of this rearranging. I get this into the center so it's not, you know, off center like that. Oh, maybe you could make a project that would have them off center.
They kind of look like little chef hats.
They do. And so I work this into the center, I pull it up tight, and then I hold on to it with my left hand, because if I release it, it's just going to open up again. So until I get that anchoring stitch in, I'm going to hold on with this hand, and I'm going to come right in here, and I'm going to go through some of those layers. Do you see how there is the side of the ruffle? I'm going to go through that a couple times. I do like 3. There's no magic number to 3. You can do 4. I don't think 2 is enough. You could do 5, but I do 3.
I'm going to do 20.
You could do 20. It will take you a lot longer to do this quilt if you do 20. So I do 3, up and down, up and down. If I'm taking these yo-yos and they're going to be put onto, let's say, the pillow, and the back doesn't make any difference what it looks like, I'm just going to come in here and I'm going to take a couple stitches right on top of one another like that, just tiny stitches so that it doesn't come undone.
I just love how you just made this a tiny little green beret. It looks so cute.
And then I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to leave a tail. I'm just going to cut this and I'm going to leave a tail because the back doesn't matter. I'm going to be stitching it down and making my Christmas tree pillow, or I'm going to be putting it on the blocks that I made from the Kim Deal project. So if I don't care what the back looks like, I'm just going to cut it off and leave a tail. But if I'm coming in and making, which is my current project that I'm working on right now, I am making a whole bunch of these and I'm going to turn them into garland.
Okay, I swear I've seen this lying around at your house before.
It has been laying around in my portable box for quite some time, but isn't it going to be cute? It's going to be Christmas garland, and on all the big ones I'm going to put the jingle bells. So this is going to have to be two-sided if it's garland, because I can't promise that all of this is always going to be the icky side to the inside of the tree. So I want to make sure that my yo-yo is two-sided, that it doesn't have that tail on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my thread right here. I make my 2 little anchoring stitches. The little stitch that I took right on top of itself, you know, like that.
Okay.
And then I'm going to come right underneath this layer. I don't go all the way through. It's not coming through this side. It's just through the back layer. I'm going to come up like this. Then I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to snip that tail right there. And you see what that looks like? It's just beautiful.
Oh, okay. So it just kind of, the tail is anchored, but it kind of just falls in eventually and it just disappears.
And it's inside the yo-yo instead of on the outside. I always try to have my thread be matching. So when I'm doing red yo-yos, I have red thread, and cream, I have cream, and green, I have green. Any questions? Did we go through everything?
I think we covered it.
I think we
like them. They're
I
cute.
think we covered everything. It's a really fun project to work on, and technology has made yo-yos go so much faster. So thanks for watching. Bye-bye.